Just waiting. All right. Mark, Honey Badger No Care here. Like, share, subscribe, all that jazz. Trying to clear out, as I said, my today's topic folder, which took over my political folder. Got two more by my boy Young Ripper 59. When the conspiracy comes true. Let's go ahead and get into this.
With the COVID stuff, it's easy as if you're living in America. It's easy to see. We think that we're going through a lot of BS, and depending on what side of the country you are. Yeah, that's exactly what's happening. You're going through a lot of bull crap. Unfortunately, because of this whole ordeal with the COVID-19 response, in terms of these draconian measures and this sort of doom and gloom, all of that sort of stuff.
All the lies.
And every now and then you get reminded that there's a lot of other countries that are out there, and one of them neighbors, America, and they handling a lot of bull crap too, right?
Oh, but they're lying. Oh, it's a lot of
Justin
secret
Trudeau,
shit coming out.
Mr. Blackface himself has some things to say that were very interesting in terms of the language here. Let's just read it all in context because I don't want to miss anything here. So it's that third tweet that I want to make sure we focus on, but I'm going to read it all the way through. Justin Trudeau says, and I quote, "Now is not the time to travel. If you have plans to head somewhere for the long weekend, cancel them. There are other, safer ways for you to connect with your family and friends. For those who need to travel, take note of the measures that are in place when you return to Canada." So, right out the gate, Mr. Trudeau says, no, you don't need to be traveling, okay? If you travel, doesn't matter, I don't care, cancel them. But got measures you need to follow.
Fuck Canada. Fuck Canada.
He says, you're flying back into the country. You'll need to show a negative PCR test before you board the plane. Then, when you land, you'll need to take another PCR.
When I saw that, I was like, wait, what? So you gotta take it before you get on the plane, and then you gotta take it when you get off the plane? Where did you go? Where did you go from the plane? Well, remember, I took I haven't even taken my nighttime meds yet. Damn, it is after 4 a.m. Fuck. Oh my God. I didn't even, these things take like a half hour each, so I didn't even realize that. So I didn't even take my nighttime meds. Fuck. Just completely out of sync. But anyway, something in my chat thing changed. I don't know. I have no idea. I don't remember changing it, but something in my chat preference changed. And let me put that on live chat. I don't know why it keeps going to top chat. I didn't make it that way. It used to always be live chat, but now it's now every time I start a video, I need to realize I need to put it on live chat, because for some stupid reason it keeps putting it on top chat, which basically removes comments. But if I leave it on live chat, it's basically all the, it's ridiculous. I don't know what the hell's going on. But I got to realize I got to pay attention to that. So leave it on live chat. With every video, apparently. But let's go ahead and continue with this.
A test to get on the plane and a test to get off the motherfucker.
Like you went somewhere while you were flying.
Oh man, that's interesting right there. It says you'll then have to wait at an approved hotel and at your own expense.
At my own expense. Yeah, fuck Canada.
For the results to come back. So You come back
and more than likely you're paying out of pocket. So not only are you paying for the flight, fuck Canada, you're paying for your flight. Then you got to pay obviously for these tests, the one to get on the plane and the one to get off the plane, and then you got to stay at an approved hotel while you're waiting for that test at your own expense. Keep saying it. Fuck Canada. Fuck y'all pieces of shit.
All right. Get on the plane, take a test, get you getting off it, take another test, and then you go into this hotel, which you gonna pay for. God damn. Then it continues on. This is the interesting part, the most interesting part right here. Says, if your results come back negative for COVID-19, you'll be able to head home and finish your mandatory quarantine there. So let's get to, again, test to get on a plane, to board it, test to get off. And once you get off, it doesn't even matter if you got 2 negative tests. You still got to go. We'll allow you to go home then. You'll get to go home, but you still got to quarantine.
Y'all do realize this is corruption at its finest. Y'all call United States corrupt. Wow, Canada's more corrupt than the United States? Wow. You Canadians always thought y'all were so much better than us. This has proven y'all are even more corrupt than the United States. But let me just stop that video here, because as I said, the link is in the description below. But it's another video that's got me more interested by my boy, Young Rippa 59, Eric July. This video has got me even more fucked up, because I love when people have been telling me, man, you're just being a conspiracy theorist. Really? Dude, y'all do realize I've been seeing infectious diseases since 2013 because of my sinus condition. So I've been dealing with infectious diseases bullshit because of my sinus condition, with the infections I have in my sinuses and just my compromised immune system from that, because my immune system is having to permanently fight those. They're permanent. They're chronic. They're permanent. 3 infections. And also almost dying from meningitis twice, almost dying twice from walking pneumonia. So my immune system is compromised like crazy. So I've been dealing with, as I said, infectious diseases since 2013. When COVID hit, it was like my doctor, my specialist, it's her job, she was like, none of this makes any sense. She even was like, yeah, this is, why are they panicking for something with such a high survival rate? Yes, some people are going to die, just like they'll die from influenza, just like they'll die from cancer, just like they'll die, like you almost died from meningitis. And I was like, yeah, doc, I know. I find it funny, all these motherfuckers panicking like crazy over COVID, which has, such a high survivability rate. Anyway, let's keep going. Start this.
That we not only, well, I don't want to say we joked about. We said that this was going to be a thing that happened, and people called us crazy. But if you watch a video that I did before, I kind of discussed how this was an inevitable thing. You have to understand that when it came to this vaccine, or multiple the
vaccine that doesn't need to be a vaccine, because why do I need to take something that has such a high survivability rate? Why do I need to take something that is unnecessary? Why do I need to take something, as they call it, keep calling it a vaccine? Why do I need to take something that is unproven and untested?
Vaccines, when it just came to COVID in general, what happened was people, like, there's a lot of people that had a lot to gain with everything surrounding it. So incentivizing people to get it, whether it be through fear mongering or just giving it to you, whatever it was something that they were invested in because, again, so many angles and so many different people had a lot to gain from it. And that's how you, I mean.
Oh, you mean Bill Gates, who predicted something like this and invested a lot of his money into vaccine research? And then all of a sudden he's an expert on vaccines and shit. None of y'all see this as highly suspicious? None of you do? He just predicted, even though he gave an entire speech talking about something like this, he somehow became Nostradamus and predicted something like this only after, he invested in vaccine research. Wow, you yeah, they have something to gain from this shit. Of course they do. More money. How much more money do you fucking need, Bill Gates?
People always say follow the money. And that's what they're meaning.
Bill Gates.
Look who has the most to gain. So when you look at survival rates versus effective rates, and then you sit up here and like, wow, why are we doing all this? We haven't done anything like this over the course of human history, for something that has been this like not lethal. And the reason why is that you have to.
Now, again, of course, I'm going to have the dumbass friends that are going to turn around and say, well, I had relatives who died from it. I almost died. Do you know you almost died? Just because you felt like, dude, have you ever had meningitis before? Meningitis, if it was COVID, because, we're trusting these corrupt hospitals. I mean, well, they showed me the test results. No, they showed you a piece of paper. That's it. You don't know if you actually had COVID. Trust me, meningitis is worse. You do not. I've had friends, female friends, who have been pregnant and who have had meningitis. And those female friends were like, I will rather go through 100 pregnancies than to ever go through meningitis ever again. That's how bad meningitis is. It sucks. You really are. You're paralyzed. It kills you. It is not fun at all. Even with the meningitis outbreak here in the desert Southwest, we didn't go through all the shit that we're going through with the fucking COVID and quarantines and shit like that. Meningitis is horrible. And we didn't go through all that for meningitis when it hit El Paso and the desert Southwest. Zika virus, oh my God. We weren't like forcing people, at the store openings. Hey, let's put this fucking off on you. We got to make sure you don't get that Zika. We weren't doing that. How you're taking everybody's temperature and everybody's got to wear a mask and shit. As I said, nobody was standing outside the door, in a fucking mosquito netted fucking outfit and spraying you with fucking off and shit. So why with this? Especially with something that has such a high survivability rate. Why? There's definitely follow the money, as he said.
Look at what people have to gain. A lot of people have got caught with egg on their face, so it's one of those perpetual can kicking things where it's like they have to perpetuate this narrative. Why was it that the Californians of the world, we had Newsom saying that it was reckless, that Texas would open 100%. By the way, the sky has not fallen here in Texas, okay? But you have to look at who has the most to gain, be it from the pharmaceutical companies, whether it be from politicians, governors, mayors, and all of what they have to gain. And this is why what we kept saying, it had nothing to be with being like a lucky guess or clairvoyant. You could actually see it coming. And so many folks saw this coming. so many folks saw this company coming. We're looking at vaccine or the entertaining. We know the Biden administration is entertaining it. Having some sort of, again, economic incentive is what it's all about. Usually they'll steal money from people to then redistribute it in some form. But we know New York is entertaining this idea of vaccine passport, something that people, they either, some people on the anti-lockdown side joke.
Oh, Phil. Anyway, when this all happened, when people were just talking about it, about this, the COVID passport shit and everything else, Trump was still president at the time, and you fucking people said he was fear-mongering and getting, people riled up, and he was lying that when he was talking about it. Oh my God, he's fear-mongering. We would never do something. We would never do that. All of a sudden, Biden's president, and this COVID passport fucking shit to prove that you've gotten it. Everybody's, showing their sticker and their Facebook fucking frame, and I got the shot, and all this other shit and everything. Yeah, we were right. We knew it was coming. We're still resisting because fuck y'all. Unless you actually, as I said, capture us and stick us, we're saying no. But now you're like, oh, you're not going to be able to go shopping or travel or whatever unless you show. It's illegal to show you my medical records. It's illegal for you to fucking ask for my medical records. Well, it's not illegal for me to show you, but it's illegal for you to ask. So why is it different with this? You said so? Because you sheep are saying so? Well, I don't see what the problem is. Well, I'm sorry. That means I get to ask about if you got the meningitis vaccine, or if you got anthrax vaccine, or the pneumococcal vaccine. I mean, I get to ask you. You get to try and demand that I show you a fucking COVID passport. Well, bitch, I get to ask you, well, where the hell's your meningitis passport? Well, I don't have one. Well, then you need to go back inside. Because I've gone through it. So that means you need to go back inside. Pneumococcal, hey, I've got mine. I got mine. Did you? Because considering I'm at a high risk of pneumococcal strains, extremely high risk, almost died from it twice, I get to ask you about your fucking paperwork. Where are your papers?
It wouldn't happen, and he had people that would just call you, dare I say, a conspiracy theorist. The pro-lockdown guys, like, this is not anything that would happen. This is effectively what we're dealing with, is a papers, please situation. New York Governor Andrew Cuomo has announced a vaccine passport that New Yorkers can use to prove vaccination history or negative of a negative COVID-19 test. The program is called the Excelsior Pass. What a name, huh? Is an app that is not mandatory for now.
Yep.
And again, you know how
for now.
This is what I called, if you go look at my previous videos. It'll be mandatory in the sense that it'll be very difficult to navigate without it, is what it is. They'll make your life very, very difficult. Similar to a mobile airline boarding pass, individuals will be able to either print out their pass or store it on their smartphones using the Excelsior Pass wallet app. Each pass has a secure QR.
And who's paying for that? Look at all this. I thought this was, if you think about it, isn't it supposed to be about saving lives, right? Well, if it's about saving lives, why is everything so expensive? Why is everything costing in the first place if it's about saving lives? Why is it? Why do we have to pay for all of this shit if this is about saving lives? Doesn't make any sense, does it?
Code, excuse me, which participating businesses and venues can use. Can scan using a companion app to verify proof of COVID-19 negative test results or proof of vaccinations. And individual data is kept secure and confidential at all times. No, it's not.
No, it's not.
So basically, how it works is like it's a literal, it's papers, please, paper citizen situation. Now they'll say that it's not mandatory right now, but of course, again, it's one of those things where this is what I see happening realistically. Realistically, they will, some of the more authoritarian states will levy like businesses to do it. So what that means is that it's not a mandatory that you have it by way of the citizen. But if you go to this type of business, then they'll require it because they're getting pressured by the government to do it.
Yep.
So that is something that you need to expect. So when they say that it's not mandatory, effectively it is. Right? It's like the whole taxation is voluntary thing, which is what people say. And when it's not, right? Yeah, they're like, oh yeah, you don't pay it, we'll just send goons to come knock down your door in the event that you don't. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, no, it's not voluntary in that sense. It's extortion. So it'll be one of those situations where it's they'll levy them, and then the businesses or where the people gather, something like that will require you to have it. And if you don't have it, then yeah, you'll try to enter the business or something, then yeah, that's where the trouble will arise. Now, I know some people are saying, hey, this is like kind of getting into this fascistic sort of approach. And yeah, I mean, I called, look at my old videos, man. The term that I used calling this stuff early on, fascism does not mean what you crackheads think that it means. It's
right.
Not people on the right that I don't like. That's not what fascism is. I've defined this. I've done long form 45-minute videos talking about the history of fascism and socialism and all of that. Yes, you would be correct when you have corporate in bed with state, merging of state. Yes, that's what it is. It's exactly what it is. So you'd be correct that that's on the horizon, or that effectively it's here already. Yes, you'd be correct. It's not, oh, man with R next to his name doing bad thing. No, a lot of people that consider themselves more anti-fascist adopt fascistic Mussolini, Italy approaches when it comes to making sure everything is under state, nothing out of it.
Oh, yeah.
This is why I've always said that putting fascism on the opposite side of communism, if that's what your political spectrum is, communism over here, fascism to the right, your political spectrum is useless. It's not even a useless spectrum. It's ahistorical and it's useless. That's what it is. Because when, again, not my opinion, fascism and the godfathers of fascism, they were all socialists. Mussolini being a Marxist, like, none of these are my opinions. These are historical facts. The doctrine of fascism, you can read it. It's online right now.
Oh yeah.
And you see that the only problem that they had with the socialism at that point was that there was questions that it didn't answer. It didn't effectively have an answer for. That was it. It wasn't that they were anti-socialist. They certainly were, and they were specifically against what people actually deem as, and what they should deem as, the opposite of fascism, and that's more of a classical liberalism, where you would prioritize the individual over the group. That's what Mussolini was against. Is why he specifically called it out, right? Being against classical liberalism.
I let him speak because y'all know me. I talk a lot, and I kind of like I've had people who even hate my channel, and it's like, oh, you just over talk and everything, and I'm like, well, you know, the whole fair use stuff, and we're supposed to actually talk. Excuse me. Now I'm getting tired again. This is the reason why I made this video, and I put these two links, which are, you know, in the description below, to Young Ripper 59's channel. I mean, you got to follow him. The boy's, he's profound, man. And I love, he's just as heated as me. That other video about Alyssa Milano and everything, and it was talking about the whole, like, how the black woman responded, how she was calm, and, you know. So, you know, sometimes you need to fucking lose your goddamn temper. And this has gone on long enough. These motherfuckers, this corruption, this violence, burning down neighborhoods, all of this has gone on long enough. It's time for us to take a fucking stand, and we need people, more people like me, to stand up and bitch and fucking complain and be like, this it, we're fucking done. We're done. We need more of us to stand up. This has gone on long enough. It has. This has gone on too fucking long. It's time for these people, because they're retarded. It's time for them to be taken out of power, one way or the other. It really is. Because we know Biden didn't win. He did not win. You don't just get millions of fucking votes. They have shown, remember they talked about that they didn't have enough people to count the votes because it's volunteer work. We don't have enough people. But in the course of one night, somehow they counted millions of votes. In one fucking night. Bullshit. 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 Yeah. Fuck your passport. Fuck Canada. Shit, we need to get back to living our lives. And trying a vaccine that is unproven, it's not been tested long enough, and it is unnecessary. Why do I need... Hey, I know your engine is working at 99, you know, 0.97, you know, I know it's working perfectly at, you know, 99.97%, but I think you need to change your engine. Why would I need to change my engine if it's working at 99.97% efficiency? Because, just in case, you know, it's like, you motherfuckers with this whole, as I said, the vaccine. It's like, why do I, for one, it's untested, unproven. Why are you calling it a vaccine? It's not even proven to be a vaccine. Why are you calling it that? But you're expecting me to get a vaccine for something that, again, has a 99.97% survivability rate. Why do I need a vaccine then? It's unnecessary. Again, as I said, I'm using the example of changing out my engine. Hey, your engine's working pretty much perfect. Damn near 100%. But you should change it anyway. That's you fucking sheep right there. Anyway, let me get off of here. I'm Mark, Honey Badger No Care. Yeah, the comments seem to be working just fine. You know, I'm looking at it right now on my, you know, my phone, on the video and everything. Comments seem to be working just fine. Yep, I know. You know, it's funny. Even with the Age of Ultron, I see the logic even in that, of the sense of as we witches, we warlocks, we witches. We don't see a sense of humankind. Humanity has gone so. This proves humanity has lost its ever-loving mind. These fucking sheep. Funny thing is, you go through my previous Facebook and YouTube post, I was praying for something to happen. I was praying for a fucking disease to wipe out half of the population. I was. Long before COVID fucking ever hit. We're talking years ago. I was saying that Mother Nature, Gaia, Mother Nature herself needs to create some kind of a fucking disease or something that wipes out more than half the world's population because it's these motherfuckers have gotten too stupid. And I've had people tell me, you don't really believe that. Oh, yes, I do. Obviously, you don't really know me because you would not say something like that about me, that I don't really believe something that I said. Oh, yeah, I believe in it. Well, what if it affects you? Motherfuckers, I've almost died so many goddamn times. You really think I've suffered through meningitis twice. That is one of the most horrible things you could go through. Trust me. With my sociopathic attitude and everything else, I still say it wasn't that bad. If it were to wipe out more than half the world's population, including me, I'm a witch. I could give a fuck less. This COVID thing is a joke. As a person who has literally said these words, that I wish Mother Nature would create something to wipe out more than a third of the human population. Looking at COVID and the survivability rate and everything else, I'm like, I wish for worse than this. You literally gave the ice cream of a fucking virus. This is a joke. 99.97% survivability. This is not the disease you were looking for. I was hoping for something worse than this. I'm a sociopath with psychopathic tendencies, and I'm a witch. I care more about Mother Nature, the planet itself, and nature itself than I ever give a fuck about humanity. I really do feel humanity should be, for the most part, wiped out so Mother Nature could start all over. And maybe the next incarnation of humanity or whatever grows from there, lizard men or whatever, is smarter than us. What is the current state of humanity needs to be eradicated. It really does. I've talked about this before, about the game Division. The green virus or the dollar virus in the game Division. I believe in that, like that scientist who created it in that game. Humanity needs to be wiped out. It really does. So I prayed for something worse than COVID. So to me, COVID is a joke. It's nothing. I wanted every witch I've spoken to that believes like that humanity is the disease on this planet. We've all were like, this was the grand, this is why they're having fucking vaccines and quarantines and masks and all that for this. This is a joke. The Black Plague was something we were hoping for. The Spanish flu was something we were wishing for. This, COVID, this is the Macaulay Culkin of a fucking disease. This is a joke. We were asking for the T-Rex of a disease. Anyway, I agree with you. I agree with you, girl. I thought Mother Nature was, when COVID hit and they were claiming it was so bad and shit, I was like, is it? Is this what all of us witches were praying for? Is this what we were praying for? Nope, it turned out to be a fucking joke. Nah, I'm sorry. I want something worse than this. This is a joke. You don't want something worse than... Dude, I survived walking pneumonia twice. I survived a punctured lung. I've survived being stabbed, being shot. I survived meningitis twice. This is nothing. COVID is nothing. But whatever. Whatever, y'all. If this is the disease that y'all are panicking over, I can't wait for something major, like real, to happen. Meningitis hit this area and people weren't panicking like this, like COVID. And meningitis is a horrible it is horrible. But y'all panic over COVID. Ugh. Anyway, y'all, I'm Mark with Honey Badger No Care. I'm trying to keep them, hey, look, 35 minutes. I'm getting them around that 30-minute mark. Actually, I could have stopped it at the 17-minute mark, but I was like, nah, let me go ahead and the run time, so it gets around that 30-minute mark. But I will talk at y'all later, man.